RxJs is a JavaScript library that uses observables to work with reactive programming that deals with asynchronous data calls, callbacks, and event-based programs. RxJs can be used with other JavaScript libraries and frameworks such as Vue.js and React.js and Angular, and it helps you a lot with doing asynchronous tasks. So it is supported by JavaScript and also with TypeScript. So now let's cover the installation steps in order to have your system up and running for this course. So first of all, we will need Visual Studio Code IDE. So let's go and Google that and install it. So we want to go on code.visualstudio.com and then download the correct installation for your operating system. So in our case it's Macintosh, but we've already installed it, so we're not going to do that. We will also need npm, and we can get npm using Node.js, so let's install Node.js as well. So you want to install so download the correct installer for your operating system and then install it. So in our case we've already installed Node, so we already have npm. We can also check that we have installed it in the terminal. So let's open up terminal and then let's just write node v and the space v and it will show us our version. So make sure you have at least version 10, because you will need at least version 10.15.1 to take this course. Okay, and also check the npm as well. Npm needs to be at least 6.4.1. So do npm-v and we have 6.14.6. So basically you need to have at least 6.4.1, so we should be good. So now let's get started with our RxJs project. So first we need to make a folder that is called RxJs projects, so we can actually go through the examples on this folder. So let's go to your document workspace and make a folder called RxJs projects. Now we want to open this project inside VS Code, and then we want to run npm on it. We'll show you in a second. So now in the terminal, open the terminal and then write npm init to initialize this project. Now just click enter, and we want to, it's going to ask you a few questions. Make sure you just press enter, and then you should have a package.json generated. So the project should be built now. So now let's install RxJs inside this project. So we're going to do npm install, and we want to add this dependency inside our package.json. So to do this, we're just going to do -- save dev. So we're going to write -- and then save -dev and space RxJs. So this will install RxJs to our project and is going to install the dependency and put it inside our package.json. So whenever as you can see, dev dependency is included now. We have RxJS version 7.3.0. Okay, now let's continue. So after we have installed RxJS, we should get this folder structure. We have node modules, package.json, and package.json. So now we need to add another folder, which is where we will be coding. So we need the source folder to put in our source code into it. So in this root directory, make source folder, src. And now inside this, we're going to make a new file, and we're going to call it testing rx.js. So we also need to install the ES6 as well into our project, so we can use ES6 syntax. So we also need to use ES6 as we're going to be using the ES6 syntax in our code. So let's install ES6 modules package. So let's do npm install and then -- save dev, so we can install it in our so it's going to be save -dev esm. That's why it will install it in our package.json file, and when we want to rerun the installation, we can do, and it will automatically install it for us as well. So let's wait for that to finish. After that, we want to check if it works. Now we can basically put in some code over here just to test it. We're just going to test We're just going to put in some code to make sure that it's working. Now I'm going to copy and paste a simple RxJs program, so that way I can basically check if everything is in order and all the installation is done. So I'm just going to try and run this program now using node and then -r and then space ESM. So ESM is going to allow us to use the ES6 syntax, and then I'm going to basically put it in the path of the file that I want to run, which is source/testing rx.js. And I'm going to press enter, and as you can see, everything is set up and I can run the program.